What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another video, as promised, commemorating my first year in Japan. I'm going to explain to y'all or give y'all some of the words and phrases that I've learned in the first year. Now, when I was making this list, I'm like, damn, like, I'm so used to using this shit on the daily that I don't realize how much words I've actually learned in a year and phrases I've actually learned in a year. You know what I'm saying? So here it is to give y'all some game, man. As I always try to do about where I'm at in Japan. If you scroll down and look at some of my other videos, man, hey, you already know, hit that subscribe button below so you can help the channel grow. And you'll be the first to know when I drop some new shit. You feel me? Yeah, so without further ado, man, let's get into some words and phrases that I've learned here in my first year of Japan. And hopefully, if you're coming to Japan or you just got to Japan or you're from Japan, you can relate or you'll be more prepared when you do get here. And sorry, let me put a disclaimer. I'm not from Japan. I'm not Japanese. So sorry if I mispronounce some of this stuff. I'm from California. It's only my first year. By my third year, or if I choose to stay longer, I'm going to have more of this shit down and more of this shit a lot more better. All right. So let's start with greetings. Okay. So greetings. In the morning time, it's Ohio. Excuse me for spitting. It's Ohio. Now, before I get into any of these words, some of these words I've learned to memorize because I just think about like American words that I can use in its place and put them together. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Ohio, good morning. Now, you can say Ohio gozaimasu, which is like a nicer way of saying good morning. But I just choose to say Ohio because I don't want to be like one of these people, if you watch my last video at the end, who just tries to overdo the language like I see people do all the time. I like to keep it short and sweet. And most of the time, I've never had people not be able to understand me when I kept it short and sweet. And anything else, I just use the Google Translator, and that shit has helped me out as well. So the proper way of saying good morning is, in Japanese, is Ohio gozaimasu. But since I like to keep it short and simple, it's just Ohio. They'll understand Ohio. Now, how I learned to memorize that is, you're going to hear it all the time anyway, but the state, Ohio, that's too easy to remember. So Ohio is good morning. Now, here goes a word which Americans hear, and they probably have, this is probably the first introduction word that you've heard in America, and, you know, when it comes to Japanese language. Konnichiwa. I think grown-ass Americans can tell you at least one Japanese word, konnichiwa, which is good afternoon. So Ohio, good morning. Konnichiwa, good afternoon. You would say that in the afternoon, after 12. All right. Good evening is kumbawa. Now, again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these words. Like I said, that's just me. Kumbawa is good evening. Now that's when you're gonna probably use around like 6 o'clock in the winter time where it gets darker earlier, 5 o'clock, you'll say kumbawa. That's a good evening greeting, all right? So you got Ohio, good morning, konnichiwa, good afternoon, and kumbawa, which is good evening, all right? Now, sayonara, I think that's probably the second most recognized Japanese word to Americans is goodbye. Sayonara, goodbye. But I don't ever really hear people use the word sayonara. I just know that because I know what it means and I've been knowing it since I was a kid. Sayonara, you know what I mean? We probably learned that from Ninja Turtles or something like that, you know what I mean? So you got good morning, Ohio, konnichiwa, good afternoon, kumbawa, good evening, and sayonara, goodbye, all right? Now, this next word is one word that I use damn near just as much as Ohio. Simasen. That means excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Simasen. Simasen. I'm not sure what the, Simasen. That's how you say excuse me. You're going to hear that shit a lot of times. Simasen. 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 Some people be in there in a restaurant rude. Simasen. You know what I mean? Y'all know who y'all are. Simasen. But simasen is excuse me, excuse me, all right? So next word is what, and it's very easy to remember. Nani is what, N-A-N-I. is how I would spell it out. I'm not sure if that's the correct spelling, but nani is what? So somebody says something that you don't understand, you can say nani, and that means what, all right? Now, chikan. Let me explain to y'all what a chikan is. A chikan is a motherfucking pervert. You feel me? And that word comes from people who are mostly on the train. And this is a common thing. You can Google this shit. Chikan. I think it's Chikan. Chikan, right? These weirdo motherfuckers be on here touching and groping females and they don't say shit about it. Like, we call them chicans here. This is like a pervert in fucking America. But the difference is most women don't say nothing to chicans here. You know what I mean? They'll just move or go get on another train car. They don't report that shit or nothing. As opposed to America, you try to touch or grope on a female, she gonna be like, oh, hell no, motherfucker. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a chikan is a pervert. Everybody knows what chikan is. You say chikan, that's a pervert. Now, this next word is kind of easy to remember because it means something totally different, but it sounds the same. It's tochikan. That means crazy. Like, you tochikan. Tochikan is crazy. So chikan is pervert. Tochikan is like crazy, like something is wrong with you. From my understanding, like I said, it's my first year in Japan. All these words and phrases is shit that I've learned from other people, either hearing them talk or asking them what this means, or like I said, just hearing everybody talk daily. So tochikan is crazy. All right, so the next word or phrase is where or where's that? Is doko desu ka. Doko desu ka is where, or like where's that at? You know what I mean? Doko desu ka. That means like where you at? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Abane. Abane is like dangerous. Now, how I remembered that was like the band ABBA, if you ever heard of it. And nay, like nay. Abane is like danger or like dangerous, something like that. They'll know what you mean, all right? The next word, how to say sorry, I'm sorry, is gomen. Gomen, which I learned to memorize that. Go and man, gomen is sorry. So that's easy to remember. Now, this next word is very used everywhere, all the time, on the daily. Is probably one of the first words that you're gonna learn when you get to Japan besides Ohio, and that's arigato. That means thank you. That's probably the most used word here because people say it 1,000 times when they want to thank you. But the proper way to say is arigato gozaimasu. Just like the proper way to say good morning is ohayo gozaimasu. But like I said, I see people just overdoing it. Ohayo gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. Trying to sound so much like Japanese people, and it's just cringy. So I don't want to be looked at or sound like those people. So I just say arigato. They know what you mean. It means thank you. You know what I mean? So arigato. 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 Y'all remember them commercials? Arigato, arigato, arigato. That's how I remember arigato. That means thank you. But you're going to hear that so much that it's going to be embedded in your head. Arigato is thank you. All right. Now, I like to eat. As y'all can see, man, your boy ain't missing no meals. So I want to know how you say fried rice. So the word fried rice in Japan is chowhan. Now, that's easy to remember because chow is like food and han is just han, you know, chowhan, fried rice. So if you come to Japan and you want to learn how to say fried rice, it's chowhan. Now, we call fried noodles in America chow mein, but in Japan, it's called yakisoba. Yakisoba is fried noodles. Yakisoba, which we would call chow mein in America. Fried noodles in Japan is yakisoba. All right. Now, this next word is easy to remember because you're going to hear this a lot often, especially if you're in the clubs or you're in the bar and you're hanging out with friends. Konpai. That means cheers. Konpai. Cheers. I think it's spelled Konpai. Konpai. Cheers. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but you'll know what I mean. If we in the club or the bar and I say konpai, you're going to say konpai. You know, cheers, right? So this next word is are you okay or okay. You know, it's kind of like a affirmation. It's daijo. Are you okay? Or you okay? Like daijo? Okay? Like you good? You know what I'm saying? And in America, we'd be like, you good? You straight? But in Japan, it's daijo, which is are you okay? All right. So that's a lot of words already, but I got a lot more to go. And like I said, I'm proud of myself for even knowing all these words, man. You know, like I said, I believe that if you move to another country, you shouldn't expect them to speak your language. It's helpful if they do, but you need to immerse yourself and speak their language at least. And that'll get you respect here in Japan. You can ask anybody from Japan. If you try to learn the language, because Japanese is one of the hardest languages to learn, they'll respect you more. Even if you're not saying it right, they'll respect the attempts, right? So daijo, you okay? The next word is easy to remember. Koko. That means like here, Koko. I remember that because there's a hike in Hawaii called Koko Head. Koko, here. How you say there is Soko. So here is Koko, there is Soko. Easy enough, you know what I mean? It gets very, very hot in Japan, especially in the summertime. So Atsui is hot in Japan. Atsui. They'll know what you mean. Atsui is hot in Japanese. How you say cold in Japanese is samui. Samui is cold in Japanese. All right. Now, if you get thirsty on one of them Atsui days and you want some water, it's mizu. Mizu. I'm still a little tricky with that one because I just say water and they understand what I'm talking about. But I believe it's mizu is water. Mizu, water, okay? So just to recap them first little round of words. Ohio, good morning. Konnichiwa, good afternoon. Kumbawa, good evening. Sayonara, goodbye. Nani, what? Chikan, pervert. Don't be a chikan. Tochikan, crazy. Doko desu ka, where or where's that at? Abane, danger or dangerous. Gomen, sorry. Arigato, thank you. Chowhan, fried rice. Yokisaba, fried noodles. Kompai, cheers. Daijo, you okay? Koko, here. Soko, there. Atsui, hot. Samui, cold. Mizu is water, all right? So you can rewind this tape, you know what I'm saying? And that's the first round of Japanese words. So thank you, boy, later. Now, here goes some more. Kichi. Kichi means base. There's a lot of military bases here, a lot of Americans. So if you ever trying to get back to base, you would just say Kichi. Kichi means base, all right? Another word that you're gonna hear so much, especially from young Japanese girls is kawaii. Kawaii means cute. Everything is kawaii. Kawaii is cute. How I remember that is I'm from Hawaii and Kauai is an island. Kauai. I think it's Kauai is how they say it. I don't call shit cute very often, but Kauai or Kauai, they gonna know what you mean, all right? So that's cute. That's something that anything can be cute. Kauai, little dog. Kauai, little girl. Kauai, little boy. Kauai, outfit. Kauai, hat. Anything could be cute. Kauai, chain. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear that shit a lot. Just like arigato, simasen, and Ohio. You're gonna hear that shit a lot. Now, how you say beautiful or pretty if you're trying to impress a girl is easy. Kide. 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 That's how I remember it. Ki, like a key, and day, like daytime. Kide. That means pretty or beautiful. Like, you're Kide. If you want to impress a girl in the club, you say, hey, you're Kide. You're Kide. Kide. I've heard that so many times from dudes trying to pick up on girls. Kide. Never knew what it meant, but somebody told me one day what it meant. Okay, Kide. That means beautiful or pretty. Ie means, or Ia, I forget how to really say it because I don't use it often, but it means no. I don't never use the word no that often. I'll just say no, or you know what I mean? Universal sign language is no, like I'm good, you know what I mean? But EA or EA is no, okay? Now, the next word is large, oki. From my understanding, that means large, like oki, oki. Oki rice, oki chauhan. That means large rice, I guess you could say. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing this shit wrong. This is a learning tool. We can learn, and some of y'all can write all these words down in Japanese and the proper way to say them. But oki is large. Now, one thing in conversation that I hear so much, and sometimes it's kind of annoying, is like when somebody's talking to you and you want to let them know that you understand what they're saying. Hi, like hi. It sounds like just like it sounds, but that's not what it means. Hi in Japanese is like, yeah, like I understand. So somebody could be talking to you and you'll hear people say, hi, but sometimes people overdo it and it'll be like, hi. That, like, okay. I know that you understand me. Let me finish what I'm saying. So sometimes that shit can get annoying. But hi is like I understand. Or so people will be having conversation. You'll hear them say, oh, so. Or hi. So. That means like I understand. I get what you're saying. Like I agree. You know what I mean? So is kind of like I agree more than I understand. Hi is like I understand. Like hi. So. You know what I mean? So, okay. So now a couple phrases that I've learned is if you want to say I love you is ishtudu. I love you, ishtudu. Now, how I memorize that is it kind of reminds me of like I got shit to do. Like instead of saying shit, sometimes in English we say ish. Like, man, you on some ish right now. That ish is wild. Like, so ishtudu is I love you. It's easy to remember. Ishtudu. They'll understand. I love you. Ishtudu. All right. If you want to tell somebody that they smell good, right? The phrase is I nioi. I nioi is you smell good. I nioi. So if you trying to impress a girl or you know a girl, you can say I nioi kide ishtudu. That means you smell good, beautiful, I love you. I nioi kide ishtudu. I nioi kuwai ishtudu. I'm not recommending you say that to any random girl, but I'm saying two people in a relationship, they would probably say those kind of things to each other. But I nioi is you smell good. Now, let's recap that. Kitschy, base. Kawaii, cute. Kide, pretty or beautiful. Oki, large. Hi, I understand. So is I get what you're saying. I understand. Ishtudu, I love you. I nioi, you smell good. Now, for a bad word, I had to remember some bad words, man. So if you want to tell somebody, fuck you, it's kutabare. I don't recommend you tell nobody that shit. But if you have to get into it with somebody and you want to tell them, fuck you, kutabare. I'm trying to think how you say bitch. I forget how you say bitch because I don't use those kutabare and bitch that often, but it'll probably come to me later after I make this video, but kutabare is definitely fuck you. Now, there's other sounds in Japanese that also speak as words. I'll give you an example. In America, right? We have, or when you smack your lips, that means like you don't agree with something or you're unhappy with something, right? Or in America, we go, That means like whatever, or I don't believe you. You know what I mean? Or psh, you know what I'm saying? That's like whatever, like psh, I'm not entertaining that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Japanese people are the same way. They have sounds too. So sometimes you might hear, which if you watch the other video, sometimes this shit can be kind of annoying. So you'll hear some Japanese people talking and you'll hear them go, eh? That means like they're surprised, like, what? Like, are you for real? Like, huh? It's like one of those expressions. When you hear somebody go, eh? That means like, huh? What? Are you for real? You know what I'm saying? Or, they got plenty more, but some of these I hear is, like, huh? That's like a man saying the same thing. Mostly females use you know what I mean? So just like in America, how we have sounds that substitute for words, in Japan they have a lot of sounds that substitute for words too. You know what I mean? So that's just something to remember when you come to Japan and you hear words mixed with sounds. The other person that's talking understands what they're saying. So this is just all the words and phrases that I've learned in the first year. I'm probably forgetting like one or two more, words or phrases that I know. Like I said, I can't remember how to say bitch because I don't use that shit often. And there's probably 2 or 3 other simple ass words that I know, but I don't use as regular as all these words that I wrote down. So if this helps, you know what I'm saying, make sure you practice this video, subscribe below so you'll be the first to know and help the channel grow. And I will be making a follow-up video of more Japanese words and phrases that I learned when I learn them so I can help y'all out. And sorry if I butchered y'all language. Like I said, I'm trying. At least I'm putting forth the effort to learn. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, it's your boy, Sack the King, man. Kompai. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and you can help the channel grow. Arigato.